All right, let's continue discussing solving inequalities with addition and subtraction. And so earlier we've mentioned that we have the addition property of inequality, and so subtraction also have that. So just like what we do with equations, whatever you subtract on the left side, you have to subtract also on the right side to maintain the inequality. So let's have this example. We have t plus 6 is greater than 4. So again, we have to graph our solution. So t plus 6 greater than 4. Our goal is to isolate our t. So we remove 6 by subtracting 6 from it. So minus 6 minus 6. And so we will end up having a t is greater than positive 4 and negative 6. That's going to be negative 2. And so if you are going to graph the solution, 0 will always be our point of reference. Negative 2 is on the left side of 0, so somewhere over here. And since we have a regular greater than, it's going to be a hollow dot, and it's pointing to the right. Okay. Let's have the next example. So try this one on your own. Go ahead. So with the inequality negative 1 greater than or equal to y plus 12, our goal is to isolate y, and so we subtract 12 on both sides. We will have negative 13 is greater than or equal to y. Now, for us to easily graph our inequality, we can switch the variable to be on the left side, and so this will now become y is less than or equal to negative 13. On your graph, negative 13 is on the left side of 0. We have a greater than or equal to, that's why our graph will have a solid dot, and it's pointing to the left. All right, so this time let's have a sample word problem. And so here we have a hard drive on the computer that has a capacity of 120 gigabytes or GB. You have used 85 gigs. You want to save some home videos to your hard drive. What are the possible sizes of home video collection that you can save? Okay, so again, let's go over some important information here. Your capacity, your computer's capacity is 120 gig, and you have already used 85. Okay. So there are some videos that you need to save still, and so you have to remember that you cannot exceed 120 GB. Okay. So what you have here is we can set up our inequality to be 85 plus, okay, we do not know the video collection, so let's use V for that. Now we have to remember that once we add those, the used storage and what you will be saving still, it cannot exceed 120 gigs. So it could be equal to 120, but it has to be less than. It cannot go greater than 120. And so the inequality that we will use will be a less than or equal to. And so to solve for this, we can subtract 85 on both sides. Okay, so we subtract 85, we subtract 85, and we can get our V variable. The video collection should be less than or equal to, so 120 minus 85, that will be 35. And so you will be allowed to save up to 35 gigs of video. All right. So why don't you try working on this word problem, write down the inequality, and then solve for the variable. Go ahead, try it out. Okay, so for this word problem, as you can see, you have the keyword or the key phrase at least. So if you have the word at least, it has to be more than that. So it could be equal to that or more than that. And so we have to use greater than or equal to for this problem. So we will have something that is greater than or equal to 25. And so if the goal is to sell at least 25 plants, there were already 8 and 9 plants that were sold. So if you have your inequality, it will be 17 plus P has to be greater than or equal to 25. And so they need to sell more than, it could be 8 plants or more than 8 plants by Friday. Okay. And so to summarize the lesson, we can always use the properties of inequalities when solving inequalities. Thank you.